Oh, it went missing
So
there. It didn't. It quickly had to manually intervene there. Something
we're
went
back.
wrong in the internet. But we're here. We're here in Jabba's court, and it shows you that we're live as part of Good Morning Tatooine as well. If you're only watching this video, um, so technical things do happen. We're less
Don't
than
worry
50
about
days
it.
to go,
Don't worry.
and we're asking the question: what do you want from Skeleton Crew to deliver? Um, it's a difficult question for me
Yeah,
because who's Skeleton Crew for? It's not for my age group; it's for kids. But is it being marketed for kids? Because at the moment, really, the only promotion has been at Star Wars Celebration, which, yeah, you get kids go to, but it's primarily 90% adult audience. And Empire Magazine, which I don't think kids are picking up. So,
well, I mean, I
what
mean,
audience are they chasing? They need us. They need the older fans, obviously, to tune in to get
yeah.
numbers. But is it being targeted towards kids yet?
I don't think it's really been targeted that well at all, really, has it? Considering it's only sort of a matter of weeks away. Um, when there's other projects which we'll go on to soon, such as the Indiana Jones car
Yeah.
at the Formula One, that is having way more money thrown at it in the marketing department than this is. Um,
I kind of
um,
have this horrible feeling that they've consigned this to just being a little bit of a write-off show.
oh no, please no, please. I mean, that's what I desperately don't want it to be. I've got I've got reservations about what it will be, but I hope that it will be something uh, that, whilst they might not be able to do a second season to, because the time between this being filmed and the kids will have grown so much. If it's a massive success, they'll have to do some sort of spin-off from it, I guess. Um, but it'd be very difficult to say, right, this is the next year, because the kids will be that much older. Um, yeah, I appreciate that, Mark. Yeah, it is a nostalgia. I mean, it's meant to be very much an Amblin kind of production, isn't it? It's heralding back to the ETs, the Goonies of the world, all that kind of thing. And yeah, the problem is, will that translate
Yeah.
into the 2020s?
They did kind of
Um,
indicate that they are starting to record some sort of videos and promotion for it because social media account posted a lovely graphic that they'd made of 50 Neos to celebrate the fact it was 50 days of Skeleton Crew to go. And StarWars.com replied to it with a video. We can play the video now.
yeah. Well, yeah. So when I was at Celebration and the kids came out onto the stage and was sat there watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was at Celebration, the kids were there watching it while they were sat on stage, and they were understandably excited because apparently that was the first time they'd seen the trailer.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. Even then, I got this niggling doubt. Fingers crossed. I hope it's really good. I mean,
But
Jude Law is a brilliant actor, so it should be good.
but in fairness to Cybercat on social media, she did more to trigger some kind of interaction with her graphic. Give her a follow because she was entertaining in what she
Oh
did.
yeah,
And it
yeah.
was weird that StarWars.com would reply to that with a video. And so it's a reply, so it doesn't fall into people's timelines. And it's just like, yeah, that's kind of just like weird. Um, but yeah, I'm kind of, there's a slight factor of, oh, this is going to be irritating fear
Yeah,
to Skeleton Crew. But what I think needs to happen in Skeleton Crew is controversial. But, your enemy is going to be the pirates. And let's just say it's going to be an Amblin-esque kind of project. So let's look at the Goonies. You had the Fratellis. They established they were evil by them breaking out of jail and having a police chase that Chunk would watch from McDonald's, where Donald Trump was serving up the fries. Uh, so yeah, immediately in the start of the program, you establish who the baddies are. Well, you're going to have space pirates as the baddies. You've got to establish them as evil. The only way to do it is to kill a child. So that's first episode. One of these little children's going to be a one episode and done. Is what I feel.
I think Neil's going to take a blaster in the face, isn't he? Is that what's going
That's what I think needs to happen. I found out this week that he's not of the same alien species as the piano player in Return of the Jedi.
to? He's not a Max Rebo.
He's not a Max Rebo. He's his own thing.
Oh, well, that's a bit disappointing.
Yeah, Mr. Newbold making an interesting point here. If the kids get out in the chat shows, but Jude Law is actually a very good actor to have alongside these kids. To be fair,
Yeah, yeah. We'll see. We'll see.
so what do you want Skeleton Crew to deliver? You want Neil to take a blaster to the face. So
should should we get Phantom Tracks to mock that up and send loads of blaster face and see if we get a nice letter back?
I just feel there's got to be one of them's got to be one episode and done. It's kind of feels like it's going to happen. You've got to establish the enemy. Mark makes a great point. It's been in my thought from the start. You need to have the Galaxy's Far, Far Away version of the Truffle Shuffle, which you need to keep Neil in it because Neil's the perfect candidate to do that. He is your chunk.
Do you think that's going to happen? I bet you Mark's predicted something there. I think that's going to happen.
Yeah, terrible puns. He apparently Mark's in pain. He's broken a bone in his foot, but the terrible jokes still here. I'm afraid. Hashtag blaster to the face. Yeah. But yeah, you've got to make this project work. You need the kids clearance to who's the goodies, who's the baddies. And apparently Jude Law's a little bit grey area in the middle because the kids don't trust him because he's kind of this stranger with magical powers. At least according to the promotions we've heard already. So he's he's I don't know, he's he the sloth of the series. Jude Law. I don't know if he's ever been called sloth in his life, but I'm going to go for it. He just looks like sloth, doesn't he? That ugly guy, Jude Law's.
So if you get the chance to interview him, you're going to tell him that,
yeah. You've been cast as sloth, Jude.
do you think we'll get another trailer?
I think it needs another trailer just as a launch because it feels a little bit flat.
It does, yeah. I
kind of get the feeling it's got the same kind of promotion that Solo got. And to me, Solo didn't get the promotion it needed, but it was actually a fantastic project then. I have a little bit of hope in that we've got such an amazing group of directors on this project that they've created something really special. I just think it's going to struggle to find an audience because I don't think your adult audience are necessarily looking for a project that is a bunch of little kids.
I don't think
it's a little bit like the criticism the Phantom Menace got back in the day, where you had little Anakin, and George said that he knew straight away it would get criticised because of the age of little Anakin, but that's the story he wanted to tell from that age group. And the Phantom Menace has obviously gone on to be well loved in the years later. Kind of feel this one might be a bit of a sleeper as well, and it may become really well respected. And so, obviously, I mentioned it about the directors, and it's been it's going to be in Empire magazine on the 24th, a day after my birthday. People, by the way, if you want to send me well wishes this week. What a group of directors have got in the project. It's quite unbelievable, to be perfectly honest.
It is, yeah. I just think that if it's going to take 20 years for people to warm to this, like they did with the Phantom Menace, I'm going to be very, very old.
Well, my feeling is it's going to release at the start of December. It's 2 episodes. I think it runs 8 episodes. I think it is in total.
Right.
It's going to be all over by early New Year. That this could be the project that finds its audience between Christmas and New Year. So not
Yeah.
necessarily on the day of release, but it's the kind of thing that maybe families watch over the Christmas period. It's kind of like that family friendly, the whole family can watch kind of
Yeah.
program.
It might even
Rather
it
that
might
than
even
Mary Berry cooking some kind of Christmas cake.
it might benefit from people waiting for till all the episodes are released and then just sort of
Yeah,
just
that
watch it
that's kind
on
of
them.
what I'm feeling. Chris David there saying he's really looking forward to it. I kind of get the feeling that this is the kind of one that won't necessarily be celebrated week on week as it's released, but in the long term, people will look back and say, Skeleton Crew was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. And who knows? I mean, there might be some characters introduced into this or reintroduced into this that have significant roles in it, and it might this show might have more importance in the scheme of things than we realize at the moment.
Yeah. Do you want it to venture into the Mandoverse more than just the pirates, or even
Yeah, yeah, I
like
do.
into the like? I think the story was that the kids find this abandoned ship and they go on this adventure and then cover this Jedi along the way. There
Yeah,
was a hint that they maybe end up on the same planet that we visited in Ahsoka.
yeah.
It could end up
I would love to see more stuff brought into it, just to sort of like give it that sort of
significance. Yeah.
that connected tissue. Yeah, that significance, that relevance. Yeah, definitely.
What character, if you could pick any character, would you drop in there?
Hmm. Probably. I mean, because I think he was so good as a character. Cobb Vanth. I'd love to see some Cobb Vanth in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of have this feeling that you may see Ahmed Best's Jedi character in this.
That'd be cool. That would be really
Kind of
good.
think he fits the kind of vibe of the program a little bit,
Yeah.
and it would be something that would connect Jude Law's Jedi back to the Jedi Temple a little bit.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. Yeah. I mean, again, I've said this on previous episodes. I would like to see more Star Wars that isn't so Jedi centric.
Yeah. See, I kind of think we're going to end up with one of the kids has some kind of force sensibilities, and that's my word of the week. Jude Law will maybe sense that in one of the kids. Maybe that's what attracts them to them as a group.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, is Jude Law's character, um, has he been described as being a Jedi? Is he force sensitive? What are these magical
He's
powers that
been
he's got?
described as being a Jedi.
Yeah.
Hasn't
So
it's not clear whether he's going to be in the whole series. It kind of hints that he is, but
yeah,
he could be another one to
yeah.
take a blaster shot to the face. Maybe,
In episode
maybe,
one.
maybe really what Neil is that Neil's the murderer.
Neil's got a bounty puck. Yeah.
Phil Parker making a comment. As long as it's not episode after episode of flashback stories. Yeah, I kind of agree. It's got
Yeah.
a danger. It could be that. It could be a little bit
Yeah.
dangerous. That it could try to do just a little bit too much.
Then yeah, they need to go back to a more linear format where the stories just run from the beginning to the end rather than flashback all over the place. It there was certainly the acolytes suffered massively from that, I think.
Apparently, Agatha all along did a great flashback episode this week, so it can be done well. No, I don't have Disney Plus at the moment. I have Disney Plus when Star Wars was on. It's a thing.
Well, I mean, I'll politely answer that by saying I'm glad you're enjoying it.
And then if we're talking about TV, this is making me love this idea. And a program called the Imperial HR Department. Think like The Office, but set within the ISB world. I would totally watch that.
That is genius. That needs to be made.
Why
Yes,
can't you have a Star Wars comedy show? Don't know why.
that would be
Don't know why not.
that would be brilliant. That yeah, go on. We need to get that one promoted.
Yeah, we'll get that one. That one's on my wish list now.
Love it.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm not convinced that Jude Law is going to make it through the whole of the series. He could be the
The
character
MacGuffin.
in
It could be the
the.
MacGuffin.
He could be the one that kicks it all off and saves the kids and sends them on their way and dies. And then
What
it's
a
left
shame.
just as a four
Well,
kids leading the whole thing.
well, in about 48 days now, we'll see.
I think, yeah.
So, yeah.
We've got a name for the show now as well. I'm going to call it The Muffus. Yeah,
Uh, this is,
that's a winner, I think.
this is too good not to develop. Okay.
One last thing you want from this program: what does a skeleton crew need to do to make it work?
It needs to have plenty of peripheral Star Wars content. It needs to visit planets. It needs to visit situations where we see some traditional Star Wars aliens that hark back to the 70s and the 80s. Stuff that we want to see Rhodians, we want to see Ithorians, we want to see Ponda Baba like creatures, Aqualish with them. But we want to see real proper connections to the galaxy. It's all well and good bringing in new stuff, but
This
you
is agreed.
just
Space.
space, space, please. Yeah, space would be good. After all, it is Star Wars.
So I'm calling for two cameos, and I want Ahmed Best as his Jedi character,
Yeah,
and the other one, I think, if they're going to go to the same galaxy as we saw in Ahsoka, it should be set just before Ahsoka. So they arrive on that planet and they meet Ezra and
right.
only
Okay.
Ezra.
Okay. Now I want there to be like a side quest, an episode where they somehow end up at Tatooine and they meet up with Cobb Vanth and the Weequay that worked at the bar, and there'd be some significant thing that happens there. I mean, this could all be that they're trying to get Jude Law's
Ideally,
character to find Ahmed Best.
ideally, so episodes 5 and 6 are going to be the Christmas New Year episodes. So if you
Yeah.
really want
So
to deliver a great present for Christmas New Year, do what Book of Boba Fett did, and just
Mandalorian it.
two episodes that are based on Andor. Andor rocks up for no particular reason. We're going to get two episodes of Andor for Christmas New Year. That would be brilliant.
You solved it.
Solved it. That's everything fixed. Um, Mr. Newbold suggested an episode where they go out to buy some fruit.
Why not? They could take one of those bags for life with them then for that. That'd be good.
Freetown. There we go.
Yeah, Freetown. Thank you.
But yeah, it needs something left field, unexpected, in the same way that Luke appeared in The Mandalorian. I think just something, and just a wow moment that makes you sit back and
I,
go, okay,
I think they'll struggle to top that, and I think the problem has been that everything that's happened since that end of season 2 of Mando, we've all been waiting for something massive to happen at the end
and
of one of these.
that's why I think when you come back to it, the Dave Filoni project movie has to effectively be Heir to the Empire. Not necessarily following the story, but it needs to be Han, Luke, and Leia back together on some
Oh,
kind of adventure.
please, please, that
Because I'm at that point now where if you're going to do it and you're going to recast, let's just do it and go all the way.
yeah, all in. Get your chips, swish them to the middle, and let's go all in.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
that's kind of think we need something left field to really make this series significant, because it just has this slow burn, horrible feeling that it's just going to be sort of wither away kind of thing. It's not going to get the publicity in the same way Solo did.
Yeah.
It's just going to appear and that'll be it.
Yeah. I think that where Mandalorian succeeded, and it was perhaps quite subtle, was that there was that Tatooine link to it. And I think if you can link back to some of the classic planets, that really helps just to sort of put you in, in the Star Wars zone.
Yeah.
So yeah, so if we go to some familiar planets, whether they've already happened in the classic films or if they've happened in some of the Disney Plus series. It just helps to underpin the Star Wars nature of it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Jabba's Court is part of Good Morning Tatooine, your weekly recap of all your latest Star Wars news. We stream every Sunday at 9 p.m. in the UK, 4 p.m. in New York. And you can also find videos at 7 p.m. on Wednesday on Father Tracks TV.